Assalamu alaikum. This is your computer science teacher, Sir Fawad Akhtar Ansari. And in today's video, I'm going to start Python tutorials because I have received requests around the globe from my students that they want me to make the video lectures on the Python. And unfortunately, I was not getting the time. My schedule was so hectic, so I was not able to take out the time, but now I have spared some time to make the Python tutorials, so my learners around the globe can easily understand. So basically, I have written the book of the O levels computer science programming, and the codings are in all three versions of the languages. For example, I have written the code in the Java language, so the students who are studying Java in their schools, so they can learn the coding of Java from my book easily. If my students are learning the Python in their schools, so they can learn the coding from my book in a very organized manner. And if the students are learning the coding in the Visual Basic .NET, so they can just learn the coding from my book. So I have written the codes in all three languages, so my learners around the globe can easily understand the terminologies. Second most important thing is that my tutorials or my video lectures or the lessons will be different from the other YouTube videos. The reason is obvious, that I am going to start from the scratch. So if you have no programming background, if you do not know how to do programming, if you do not know the ABCs of the programming, so it is a very good video series for you guys, so you can easily understand the syntax of the Python language, and you can easily understand the coding structure of the Python language, because I'm going to start from the scratch. No matter you know the coding or no matter you do not know the coding, it is beneficial for all the levels of the students, but it is just designed for the ordinary level, O levels Cambridge syllabus. So let's begin the class. So our language is the Python language, so let's go for the Python structure. Before starting the coding, we have to go through some theory of the Python, so we can easily understand how to make the code. So you can see that the index that I prepared in my book, introduction to Python programming. If you want to learn Java, then introduction to Java programming, and then introduction to the VB.NET programming. So let's go for the basics of Python, which is on page number 7. My this book is available on the Amazon, so if you wish to buy this book, so I can share the link in the video description, so you may go to the Amazon and buy this book. Alright, so introduction to a Python programming language. You already know that it is the high level language, and it has got variations, like it can be used in the web development, or you can make logical games, or you can make simple programs, you can do sort of automation and XYZ. So this is the easiest language, uh, one of the easiest language to learn basically. Now next thing is how to write the code. So this is a pretty simple thing, that you can download and install Visual Studio, or you may download you may download the Python IDE, which is available freely on the website of the Python. You may just Google free Python IDE, so it will show you. There are some famous IDE of the Python, such as Spider, PyCharm, Sublime, etc. These are available. But if you do not want to download and install, so you may use the online compiler, such as I am using the online compiler for this. For example, this is the online compiler in which we do the coding in this online compiler, and it will show the output in this window. So there are other online compilers are available which are free of cost, so you may just Google and type the text free online compiler, so it will show you that. Although this is a pretty bright, so I'm going to the dark mode by clicking the moon button. So now it has been switched to the dark mode. The benefit of the dark mode that it does not affect your eyesight when you are doing the coding for a long period of time. Now I switch back to the my Python environment. So sorry, the text of the Python environment. So as you understood that we can do the coding in IDE or download and install from the Google, or you may just use the free online compiler for the Python. So these are the things that are basics. Next thing is the structure of the Python. So we will study different functions, procedures to perform the specific task. We will discuss it later on in details. Then what are the variables? Basically, Python does not have any specific library of it. So basically, you can understand the concept that variable is a container which is used to store the value. For example, your variable is class, class class. So you are, for example, in class 10 or class 11, so you may assign the value into the variable. Next, constant is a fixed value which cannot be changed during the runtime. So for example, constant is a pi. The value of pi cannot be changed, remains same. So you got the concept in the theory about the variable and constant, so that is why I'm not going in detail, I'm just reviewing it. So after the variables and the constant, we go for the data types. So this is very much important, but there is a note here that in some codes you will see hash sign. So hash sign is the basically a comment. Like for example, if you are writing the code, then you must define the purpose of the code, why you are writing this code. So this is a in the Cambridge syllabus, CAIE syllabus, that you also have to write the comments, means the purpose of your code. So this is how we will do. I will show you everything, don't worry. Just keep in mind that hash, whenever you see hash in the beginning of the sentence, so it means that it is the comment. Remember, commit does not execute, it is not a code, it is just a simple sentence. So yeah. Now next thing is the data type. So there are the different data types that we will deal. For example, in the integer, or we call it int in the Python. So let's suppose I store 25 in the variable age. So 25 is the whole number, it is the integer. For example, I am assigning the value -10. So negative also is an integer, and I assigned it to the variable count. Another example, 0. 0 is also an integer, so I am assigning it to the variable 0. So these are just examples of the integer data type. Then float always store the decimal values. So float, if you have some decimal value, so you may go for the float data type. Then string always store the alphabets, so or the combination of alphanumeric character. So if you want to store some data, so you will go for the string data type. Next is a boolean. If you want to show the condition is true or false, for example, you input a number and I say that is this number an even or odd, so we will go for the boolean data type. So these are just the data types that you have already studied in the theory, so I'm not going in detail, but in the Python syntax we will study in detail when we start the programming. This is just the overview what you have studied in the theory. Next, escape sequence are not necessary, but sometimes escape sequence makes our program more presentable. So if you write 2 times backslash, so it displays a single slash. For example, you input for example, you want to display your text. If you want to display your text, for example, your text is backslash and you want to display it with the character, so you may go with it. We will study all of these things in our code, so do not worry. One more thing, that single quote, for example, if you want to display your text along with a single quote, so you may type in this form. Then double quotation mark if you want to display your text in the double quotation mark, so or inverted commas, so you may go for it. Backslash n means inserts a new line, so if you want to insert a text into the new line, so you may go for it. Then rest of the things we will study timely, because in this class we cannot study all of this stuff. Next thing is the tab formatting. Tab formatting is also it is not a mandatory, but it is used for the presentation basically. For example, I want to display the name, then with some space I want to display age, and with the some space I want to display city. So for example, backslash t. Now I want to check this code whether it is working or not, or how do we present it. So I do it in the online compiler just for the testing purpose. So when I click on the run, so you can see name, then with the some distance, this is the distance that is generated with the backslash t. If I remove the backslash t, so you can see, if I remove backslash t, so you will see the output. Now let's see the output. So now it is sort of jumbled character, so that is why we use the backslash t. It is not a part of the syllabus, but it is good for the presentation. For example, when you are making your code, so it is a presentable thing. Now you can see the output, example output of it. Name, age, city. I input different names, Ali, Umar, Usman, and their ages, and with the city names. String dot format is good for the tabular form of data if you want to display the same thing. Basically, this is an alternative, you can say, of this thing. Backslash t, you want to use backslash t, or you want to go for the string format to display your data in the tabular form. So it's up to you which format you like, string dot format or the backslash t. In the string dot format, the benefit is you select the distance, that for example you select the distance 10, then you select the distance 5, and you select the distance 15. So this is a tab space basically. If you want to customize the tab space, so you may go for it. Let me show you the example of first. Now let me show you the example of it. What if I changes the, what if I changes, for example, here without changing, you can see the data, okay. And now if I want to change the distances, for example, in the name column, so 5 is for the age, so let's suppose if I add 20 instead of 5, so you can see age is written here. So now I'm running it, and now you can see the distance between the name and the age, sorry, the city basically. So you can see the city is going far away because I just made the changes into the tab distance of it. So it depends upon you, you want to go for the backslash t or you want to go for the string format, so it's up to you. Now next thing is the arithmetic operators. We can use addition, we can use plus for the addition, then we can go for the subtraction, minus symbol, then multiplication, asterisk, then we can go for the division by single backslash. If you want to do floor division, then we will use 2 times backslash. Now modulus, we will go for the modulus with the percentage symbol, and the exponential form with the double quotation mark. So we will do the practice of it, don't worry if you do not get the point. Then the logical operators, and or not, and the relational operators such as equality operator, we will use 2 times equal to. For example, in this case I assign a 10 into the variable a and I assign 20 into the variable b. So if I want to compare that whether a is equal to b or is 10 equals to 20, so whatever the result it will generate, So the point is that 2 time equal to is called equality operator. It checks if two values are equal. And this operator exclamation mark and the equal to means it is the not equal to. For example, in the mathematics, if I say that a is not equals to b, so this is how I write in the Python. Then greater than symbol, less than symbol we will use. Then greater than equals to, less than equals to, simple mathematical operator. Then in the Python we have got single equal to, it is called assignment operator. It means I am assigning a value. I am assigning a value to the variable, whatever the variable is. Then compound operator means the combination of operators. So for example, plus equals to, it means it will increase the value. For example, I write x equals to x plus 5. Instead I can also write this. So Python accept both of the formulas, so you may use this one or other that. Next is a subtraction assignment, minus equals to, then multiplication assignment, and so on. Okay, so then the division assignment, modulus assignment. So basically we will study the practice questions along with these operators. Next thing is that input and output, that how do we input the data in the Python. So let's suppose I display, I show you in the compiler that how does it work. So for example, we first, if you want to input your name, so first we write the keyword input. Then after writing the keyword, we use bracket along with the inverted commas. Basically whatever you write in the inverted commas is called a prompt. This plays a vital role in the Cambridge examination syllabus. So if Cambridge says that you must write the proper prompt, so that is why I am writing the prompt. So what is a prompt? Basically prompt is a message which is displayed inside the inverted commas. So if you want to input something, so type input keyword, then bracket, then inside the inverted commas type your message. And what I'm doing, I'm storing whole value into the variable name. Now if I want to display the name, so I use the format f string, then inverted comma hello, and along with the hello, inside the curly braces I use the variable name. And now I close. This is the format of it. When I click on the run button, it will ask my name. I type my name and hello Fawad. So in this format it will display that after the hello, I use inside the curly braces my name along with the exclamation sign. If you do not like this form of output, so we may go another method, which is this simple. I show you in my compiler. Instead this, I use this. Inside the inverted commas I type hello, and after that I type my variable name, and if I want to display the exclamation mark, so I type exclamation mark here. So there is no change in the output. If you see, let's run it and check the output. Okay. This is a syntax error. Okay, so now I run the program. Now it is asking my name. I input my name, Fawad, and now you can see both codes are written here. There is no major difference. You can see that my name is written with the same message, hello Fawad. So what is a minor difference is the problem is in the for example, if I talk about f before writing the string, so basically it is a new version of the Python, so it supports the f string basically. So it introduced the functionality of formatting string literal. So this is a more embedded way or more expressive way that you may work with the strings. But if you do not want to go for this method, then you may just simply print your text in this format instead of the f string literal. Okay, so this is how we input and output. If you want to display the text, for example, So you may display the text like this. Let's test it in the online compiler. So now I'm testing it. So now we can just display the message simply whatever we wish to. So we write the keyword print to display the message, and we type the round bracket, then inside the inverted commas we type the message and close the round bracket. Now for example, if you want to display the sum of two numbers, so this is a variable num1 I assign 5 and variable 2 I assign 7, and in the third variable I am adding these two numbers and I display the sum. Let's go to the Python and check this thing. So I take the number 5 and store in this variable num1, and I take 7 and store it in the variable num2. I wanted to add num1 and num2, so I add it together and store in the variable sum. Now I use this method to display the sum. Let's check out the answer. Okay, sum is 12. But what if I do not go for this method? What do? I just simply remove the f literal, and then I close the inverted commas, then I remove the curly braces, so I can see my variables. Now you can see the output is sum 12, right? Now I have changed the output. Now you can test and see we have got the same result. So it's up to you that what do you wish to do with it.